Hi everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating a card today using the gorgeous Lovely Layers Peony die set. Just look at this gorgeousness. I love this set so much. It's brand new as part of the Birthday Bliss release, and it is just so stunning. And I had so much fun working with this. You can see that I have the pieces die cut out in white over to the left. And here I'm just showing you the guide that's available on the Honeybee site to show you how to assemble your pieces. It is super easy. I'm going to start off with some ink blending here with my Honeybee Stamps blending brush and some Abandoned Coral Distress Oxide ink. And I have my ink pad in my ink stand, and those are available in the Honeybee shop. And you can just see here, I'm going to get a really nice blend of this Abandoned Coral on the first layer. So this is the bottom layer of my peony. So I'm actually going to blend from the largest pieces to the smallest pieces here. I'll set the pieces off to the side once they're all blended. And what I really wanted here, what I was going for with this ink blending is a darker area at the bottom of the flower bloom, and then going into a lighter area at the top. And I'm using a combination of Abandoned Coral and Saltwater Taffy. And I have these die cut pieces set out on my table so that they're in order from largest to smallest. And that is just going to help me when it comes to assembling the pieces together. And so again, just to reiterate, I am using the darkest kind of blend on the bottom. And you can just see, I just wanted the top portions to be really soft. And one of my favorite peonies, I'm a huge peony fan. I do have peonies growing in my yard in the summer. And one of my favorite peonies are those really loose, beautiful coral peonies. You probably know what I'm talking about. I love them so much. I don't have any of those growing in my yard, but last summer I actually found a lady in the city near me that had brought those into her flower shop, and I bought a bouquet of them. They were just absolutely stunning. So I'm making a Mother's Day card for my daughter. My son-in-law had asked me to make her one, and she loves peonies too. And so I thought this is going to be perfect for her. She really loves those coral peonies, and I just couldn't resist. So you can just see that I'm just going to finish up the smaller areas of the peony. Super, super lovely. I just love how delicate and pretty this is going to be when it's all finished. And I love how that saltwater taffy just blends so nicely with the Abandoned Coral. It is really a match made in heaven when it comes to distress colors. Just really, really gorgeous. And so yeah, it's just a really pretty combo. So here you can just see I'm finishing up that blending. I am using the Waffle Flower stencil mat, the smallest one, on my table here. The nice thing about the mat is that it sticks to my glass board on my table, and it's really easy to ink blend on these mats, and they are available in the Honeybee shop, which is super cool. So now I'm going to start working on the little bud. So this die set includes the flower and then a bud and then a bunch of foliage. So again, I have all of these pieces laid, die cut and laid over to the side, and I am just going to go ahead and use the same process to ink blend the bud as well. My apologies if you can hear some noise. It's actually 27 degrees Celsius here today where I am. It's a beautiful day. It's actually literally like the first day that it feels like not winter or a really cool spring day. And so my husband is outside, just outside my craft space, doing some stuff outside. So I hope it's not too loud. Okay, so you can just see that little tiny piece that I added there could actually be foliage, but I just colored it coral and to finish off the bud. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some ink onto my foliage pieces. This is one leaf die in the set, but I cut it 3 times, and I'm using some peeled paint and some bundled sage and one of my smaller Honeybee blending brushes. And I love that you can get the Honeybee brushes in different sizes. You can get the more detailed sizing, or you can get the larger brushes for the larger areas. And I wanted to use the peeled paint over the lighter bundled sage just to create a little bit of depth on my foliage here. Now I'm going to start to assemble these from top to bottom, because that's how I had them set on my desk once I had all of the color added. And you'll see here how easy this is to assemble these together. And I'm just doing this with some Honeybee liquid adhesive here. You could add some foam adhesive between these layers and create a really dimensional floral, whatever you're going for. My Honeybee glue tube, by the way, is starting to get empty. That's why I'm squeezing it. I need to probably soon open a new one. I love that glue so much and I use it all the time, so I go through quite a bit of it. So here you can just see I'm just going to continue and how dimensional this is getting. Even without any foam adhesive, without any dimensional adhesive at all, you're going to get just a really beautiful dimensional piece when you're finished. And I just think this is so stunning. I love it so much. And I feel like my daughter is going to really love this card so much when she sees it on Mother's Day. I think she'll really enjoy it. I'm going to get this little bud put together as well. Again, so easy to do. And if you struggle at all with it, which I don't think you will, you can always use that guide on the website to help you put this together. And it's just so easy peasy, really simple to do. So also, really important are the honeybee reverse tweezers. I highly recommend these. These are so good, and it's a tool that I use all of the time in my card making. Really, really great for assembling and working with tiny pieces or smaller pieces or sentiments or whatever. I use these for multiple different things in my process here. So here you can just see that's going to finish off that bud. And now I'm going to use the garden lattice cover plate, top and bottom. And now I think my husband's filling a pail of water right outside my window, literally. So I really apologize if you can hear that background noise. It's probably kind of annoying. And now I'm going to just go ahead and take some adhesive and glue these pieces together. So I'm just going to add a little bead of that glue just along the border. These cover plates, these garden lattice cover plate dies are so fantastic. And I love that they die cut the piece that's just perfect for an A2 size card front. And they just add that little bit of delicate detail and dimension to your card front, which I love so much. And I love cover plates. I love the pierced plates that Honeybee has, all of those things that just can add that little bit of detail to your project so easily. And of course, die cutting, how easy is that? So really love these so much. This is sold in two pieces, a top and a bottom. So I'm adding the top to the bottom there, which I have previously die cut out, obviously, out of some white cardstock. Just going to get those adhered together, and then that'll be ready to adhere onto my card base. Now, my card base is a top folding landscape A2 card today. And I'm going to just add a little bit of adhesive onto the base cover plate here, and then I'll be ready to adhere that onto my A2 size card base here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that last little bead of glue and go ahead and get that onto the card base in that way. And this, of course, like I said, this just fits perfectly onto your A2 size card base. So love that so much. And I'm just going to add that on. So easy to do. And just making sure that I don't have any adhesive on my fingers to cover the top of that cover plate. So here you can just see the gorgeous peony, how lovely that's going to pop off of that really nice subtle texture of the lattice cover plate, and the soft greens of the peeled paint and the bundled sage are just so pretty with the coral. I think this is just a really lovely setting for my card, and I will go ahead and add these onto the project with a little bit of liquid adhesive as well. I want to just make sure, of course, that I have my bud secured to that foliage piece that I have die cut out for it, and I'll just get that onto onto that leafy piece and hold it there until it is secured. Just getting a little bit of adhesive on my mat, but I just wanted to pick this up and make sure that it's actually spread around and going to hold that leaf on there. So look, it looks like it's going to hold. And now you can see that I kind of just have it sort of in the corner a little bit, which I really liked. And then that's going to leave just a really nice spot for my sentiment. So I will just squeeze a little bit of glue in behind there. I think I put something a little bit heavy on top of this after, just to make sure that it is stuck, because I don't want this to come apart, obviously, when she opens her card. And so I'll just get that ready to go. I am using that Bitty Buzzword Bloom stamp and coordinating die set, and I am going to use my Rabbit Hole Designs anti-static powder tool and my Honeybee Stamps clear embossing ink to stamp out that word you onto some white cardstock, which I have done already, and I'm just putting a little bit of gold embossing powder over top there, just using my Nouveau spoon to spoon that on. I'll use my embossing gun here, my heat tool, to heat that up and melt that gold embossing powder. And then what I'll do is I'll take the coordinating die to that Bitty Buzzwords Bloom set. So this is a coordinating die set that's sold separately, but I love how it's going to cut that out. Now I could have just cut this out with metallic cardstock, but it does give a little bit of a different look when you use embossing powder. And that's kind of what I was going for here. It's not quite as glossy and shiny as a metallic cardstock. So, and I didn't have any matte metallic cardstock, so really wanted to use that embossing powder, and you can just see how beautifully that cuts that out with the Bitty Buzz cutter. And I'm going to also cut out the shadow die as well from the white cardstock. This is a die that's also part of that Bitty Buzzwords Bloom set. And I'm just going to get that cut out of white. I just wanted this white behind the gold. I thought it would just be really nice and subtle. Didn't want anything too harsh or dark on this card. I just really like the soft tones and how pretty the white on white looks. I think it's just gorgeous, and love this so much for a Mother's Day card. Now again, I'm going to do a little bit of embossing. I'm using my anti-static powder tool there again on my paper so that my embossing powder only sticks to the ink. I've used that clear embossing powder from Honeybee again to stamp out Are Amazing, which is one of the sentiments again from the Bitty Buzzwords Bloom set. So my sentiment's going to be You Are Amazing. I've heat embossed that with that gold embossing powder again. I'm just taking a little bit of gold watercolor and my fan brush, and I'm just going to splatter that on, and I'll just show you here. I hope you can see that. It's gorgeous. It just looks so pretty, that little bit of gold splatter on the peony and the background a little bit. Now I will adhere this heat embossed U on top of onto the shadow, and just again using my tweezers and my Honeybee liquid glue, I'll just get that adhered together, and this sentiment will be almost ready to go. I'm going to pop a little bit of foam adhesive on the back to give it a little bit more dimension, and then I've already used my Tim Holtz trimmer to cut out Are Amazing, so that will just pair so nicely with You, and then of course Are Amazing. I'm going to add a few pearls to this, which I'll show you here in a minute. I love the Honeybee Stamps pearl stickers. I don't know. I want to call them gems, but they're not really gems. They're pearls. Are pearls gems? I don't know. What do I even know? I don't even think I know what I'm talking about. I don't own any pearls, but they just look so nice on a card. So you'll see me putting some pearl stickers on here to finish off the project. And I really love how the pearls look so nice and soft as well. There's those pearl stickers I was talking about. These are the warm set, and they're just so lovely. I think they're perfect, a perfect addition for this type of a card. Now, I did link up, friends, to all of the different products that I've used from Honeybee Stamps in the description box below. So if you want to shop for any of these products, you can click those affiliate links in the description box and shop at no extra cost to you from the amazing Honeybee shop. And yeah, so, and I've linked up to some other things down there below, so make sure you check that out. And I am just finishing up here with these gorgeous pearls, kind of putting them where the lines of the lattice intersect and so on. And I just love how that looks. I think it's super pretty. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you were inspired, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.